In today's show, I'm going to show you how to cut and sew a block using the Go Double wedding ring die. Hey quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Thanks for joining us today. Emily's in the house. How are you, Emily?
I'm in the house. I have a little project to show you.
Show us we have a little show and tell while I take off my shoes.
Yes, so from the sip and sew that I went to on Friday, my very first one, I used my 8-inch cube and the Star of Bethlehem pattern and created kind of a funky little table topper / wall hanging. And she shall be bedazzled by the time it's done, which
she shall be bedazzled.
Very excited.
Those of you who don't know what bedazzling is, Google it. Kind of fun. Emily's all about it. All right, where is everyone watching from? Elizabeth's watching from Papillion, Nebraska, which is just down the street. Yes. Linda's watching from Missouri, and Sharon's watching from Westminster, California. Thanks for joining us. All right, quilters, let's showcase the new projects from our intro video. First up, we have Carol Ann F. Okay, this is so modern looking. Do you know what dye that is, Emily?
Oh gosh, it's the, I know this. Is it the Drunkard's Path?
It is the Drunkard's Path.
Hooray!
Makes those cool circles and those arcs. It's super cool.
It's like berries or like even little Pac-Mans.
Yeah, oh, Pac-Man. All of you Pac-Man people could totally make you a quilt there. All right, next we have Jody G. Okay, Jody, this is so beautiful. First of all, look at all of those super cool blocks that she's put on point, and it just makes such a stunning quilt. And the background looks almost translucent.
It really
like the background fabric.
All the variations of the sizes and the colors. Oh man, well done, Jody.
Yeah, I like it a lot. All right, quilters, since we're talking about double wedding rings, here is my photo of the day. Okay, I'm about 12 there, I think. I was actually not, I was 25. This is you can tell I got married in the 80s because I have a hat. It was kind of a trademark thing in the 80s. Right. So the question of the day is, do you have an upcoming wedding? So here in the studio, Kenyon has an upcoming wedding in the winter in Texas, which is the only time you should ever get married in Texas. Lucky. What about you, Emily? Do you have any weddings upcoming?
I don't right now, no. Okay. But you know, who knows? We're just
still early.
It's still early.
Still early. Okay. All right, quilters, today I'm giving away one of our Go Double wedding ring dies. It is a 2-die set. Be sure and register for future events on the AccuQuilt event page for your chance to win. By registering, you'll receive event emails. That way you'll never miss an exciting tutorial. And the amazing Emily will announce the winner of our registered viewer at the end of our show. Okay, so first of all, I am wearing my glasses today because we are gonna mark with a ruler and a pen and sew. So I just really want to be able to focus. Normally I wear my contact lenses, so all of you wondering why I'm wearing my glasses, that's why. The Go Double wedding ring wall hanging is a free pattern at AccuQuilt.com, and you will need the Go Double wedding ring die. It's actually a 2-die set. Now I'm going to show you how to make a scrappy block, but you could certainly use the Happy Couples wedding colors or any colorway of your choosing, okay? So we're gonna talk about how, I'm gonna show you how to lay out your fabric. You can use the solid arc, but today I'm gonna show you how to use the pieced arc, okay? So the supplies you're gonna need is the Go Double wedding ring 2-die set, 8 or more fabric quarters. You could use fat quarters or just scraps from your stash, okay? And I am gonna show you this die, and then I have some samples of double wedding rings, which is super cool. Okay, first of all, 2-die set. They are on 10 by 10 die boards. There are 2 dies. It's super important you have both dies. Yes. Please don't lose them. When I store them in my studio, I actually put a rubber band around them.
That's perfect.
So that I need to know. Okay, they're both on 10 by 10 die boards, so it's going to fit through the Go or the Go Big fabric cutter. Now, this is the center for your double wedding ring, this shape A. Okay, and notice we have some notches here to line up our pieces. And then here, this is the solid arc, and this is the center for your piece, right here. And then here's the shapes that make the pieced arc. All right, so keep that in mind. Kind of decide, say, you know, I'm going to make it solid, I'm going to make it pieced, okay? Now keep in mind there are double wedding rings for the Go Big, which is the quilt behind Emily.
Yes.
Do you see that beautiful green quilt?
Love it.
So pretty.
And actually we have a viewer who's wondering the difference between the two dies for the Go Big and the Go.
And do you know?
I believe the 2-die set has that arc, the solid arc, correct?
It has the pieced arc.
The pieced arc, okay.
And the solid arc,
And
yes.
the solid. Right.
Right. Whereas the Go Big version, you have to piece it. And this makes a smaller circle, and the Go Big makes a bigger circle, okay? And then for those of you who have a studio cutter, this project here was made with our studio cutter. And again, you're only gonna have the solid arcs on this. So
Pretty.
Studio has solids, Go Big has pieced, the Go has both, okay? And look at these period fabrics, it's so pretty. We'll talk about this at the end, but think about bias binding to go around those edges, okay? So I have a couple of projects. I'll just come right here, Greg. Okay, so this is our pattern on our website, right? And our good friend Kay Gentry made this. So this is really a simple pattern, just the 4 pieces sewn together. So here's my little pro tip for you, okay? Well, I have 2 of them. My first pro tip is don't think, oh, I'm gonna make a queen size double wedding ring quilt for the happy couple.
Right.
Maybe make a bed runner or a table runner that have just 4 shapes in it. Okay, it's going to take you a little bit of time to make these, okay? So kind of think about that. And then Brock brought in one that his mama made.
Oh, how fun.
Look at how pretty this
Oh,
is.
gorgeous.
And it's just, all the backing is hand stitched and it's beautiful.
I love how scrappy and fun that is.
Look at how fun. How old do you think this is, Brock?
She says it's a
Long time ago. I bet like early 1900s. I bet it's over 100 years old.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Look at how cool this is. And then look at the bottom, that perfect
Wow.
edge.
Somebody put a lot of time and love into that.
You know, and typically, thank you, Brock, for bringing that in. Typically, double wedding rings, back in the 1920s, it was a really popular pattern, and typically they were made with scraps. So from dresses and shirts and all of those kind of things. So if you're thinking, oh, I want to work on a double wedding ring, go to your scrap bin or your stash and see kind of what fabric you have here, okay? All right, so let's start by cutting some fabric, and then I'm going to sew this top arc together, all right? Don't forget, Emily's here to have, do you have weddings coming up? And do you have questions?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm not gonna cut solid ones today. Don't forget it's only gonna cut where there's fabric and a mat, okay? And you truly, truly want to download the free pattern at AccuQuilt.com because it's gonna walk you through the placement of the pieces and it's gonna tell you how to mark your fabric. We're gonna get to that in just a minute, but it's helpful to have a pattern, okay? So the center here, Does this fabric look familiar? It was from my log
I
cabin
was gonna say, is that your log
project.
cabin?
I am getting such good use out of my log cabin project.
You really are.
Last week I made blocks with it. It was super fun.
Seriously.
Okay, so this is shape E on the outside, and then these are shape D on the inside. So a couple of things you're gonna notice. Shape E right here has a notch, and then D has notches on the side and the top and the bottom, so that when you're sewing your pieces together, it's gonna align. I'm gonna show you how to lay this out so you know you're laying it out correctly.
Awesome.
Okay? Now, you want a left and a right of your shape E. The D's you could just fan fold and stack them up, but for sure on the E you wanna fan fold your fabric.
Absolutely.
Okay? All right, so I'm gonna lay out my little centers here. And look at this, I totally had just the right amount of good things.
You so did. And actually, we have a question while you're laying out fabric.
Okay, go for it.
So Mary Lou is wondering, if you use the solid arc, could you sew strips together and cut them instead of all the squares?
All day long.
There you go.
That looks super cool.
That'd be a genius hack for that. Yeah. Saves
Look
some
at
time.
you. Look at you thinking of stuff I've never thought about.
Well done, Mary Lou.
Okay, so I need a couple of those. Oh, here. And I need 3Ds, so I just grabbed some fabric.
Ooh, Pam, Pat's wondering, have you ever seen a block with mixed piecing and solid rings?
I have never seen that. And you know, it's funny you ask about that because in my quilting head, notice I'm finding that tight, right? We want that tight. In my quilting head, I thought about that. I thought, I wonder if anybody has ever done that. And I have never seen one. Anybody, if you've seen one, tell us about it.
Yeah. I know, Pat, might be your sign to go to make one and see what.
Yeah, make
show us,
one.
See what it looks like.
See what it looks like. Show us how it's done.
I would love that.
Okay, and then while I'm here, I'm gonna cut some bees. Because while I'm here cutting fabric, don't forget, quilters, I'm finding that lengthwise grain that's nice and tight so that I get a good, clean cut. Okay.
And Terry has a great question as well.
Hi, Terry.
Doesn't the studio have the pieced arcs and you need to buy a full arc separately? That is correct, Terry.
I got nothing.
Studio double wedding ring, the 12.5-inch finished, is actually a 5-die set. And so it'll include that big center, the kind of teardrop almond shape, and then the individual pieces for the arc separately. And then you can also get the optional double wedding ring arc on its own.
And everyone listen carefully. If your machine says go, like right here it says go big, or if your machine it's a go with a handle, studio dies will not fit through your cutter. Okay, if you want a studio cutter, you know, those are for people who are like own quilt shops, or they're doing, 20 quilts a year, or maybe it's your quilt guild, okay? For the rest of you, if you have a handle on your cutter, you get the 2-die set for the go. And if you have an electric cutter, you can get either the 2-die set or the go big version, okay? Don't think you can get studio ones.
Well said.
Okay, all right, so I'm just pulling these back. I am getting such good use out of these scraps, just in case anybody wondered. I'm having a good time with them.
I'm so excited to get scrappy on the next project.
Oh, our next sew along, don't tell anybody, we know what it is.
Mum's the word.
Mum is the word. Oh, man. Okay, so what we're gonna do is this is the bottom. Oh, here. I knew I needed to cut something. All right, Emily, while I cut the center A, will you tell us what people, if they have weddings or if they have questions?
Yes. Our own dear Morgan has one next weekend coming up, so that should be fun.
How fun. I almost had the question of the day, like, what's your favorite wedding cake? Because, yeah, right? But
let's talk cake.
But yeah, well, let's talk wedding. Where's she going? All those fun things. That's fun.
All of the things. Gail has one in September. Carolyn's going to one in October. My goodness, so many weddings.
So many weddings coming up. We just went to a wedding a couple of weeks ago. My son Mason was in town. Okay, I probably have already told you this, but I'm going to tell you because we're talking about double wedding ring. They had the best food at this wedding. So Mason is 25. He and 25, 26. And most of the people there were friends of the bride and groom, so they were also 25 and 26. So they had the ceremony, and then there was a sit-down dinner, and they had hamburger sliders,
Yum.
onion rings, mac and cheese, and chicken wings,
Okay.
and an ice cream fountain. So you can make your own ice cream.
I would crash that wedding in a second.
Totally crash that, total kid food. Then they had dancing, and then after the dancing, they had nachos and something else.
Yum.
Total kid food. I thought it was fabulous. Okay.
Amazing.
All right, so here we go. Now I can show you how this is all gonna work in our life because okay.
Boy, oh boy.
So I've sewn this bottom arc right here.
Right.
So now what I want to do is I want to sew the top arc, okay? And then I'm going to add this shape B because the bottom is smaller than the top.
Oh.
Okay? All right. Now, as I've sewn the bottom arc together, I'm going to do the exact same thing on the top.
Okay.
I marked this right here. This is a little mark, 1/4 inch mark on this center shape C, this little melon piece on both sides. So I got to there and I stopped and I did a back stitch, okay? And I'll show you why in just a minute, okay? So now let's build the top of this. So many fun pieces, okay? So there is, this is shape E. I love it when we use the alphabet. And since I fan folded, there's going to be a left and a right. Okay? Now D, it doesn't really matter, but I needed 3 of them. Okay?
Okay.
1, 2, and 3. Now look, quilters, these notches are going to match. These notches are going to match. The way that you know you finished this right is that these notches are going to match. If you get to this point and there's a notch sticking out, you've done it wrong.
Right.
Because on B, there are no notches.
Aha.
It's just flat like that. Okay? Does that make sense?
Totally. And
Okay.
I love that you can remember B for bottom.
Sure. Let's go with that. Okay. You're going to need pins. You're going to need pins. And in a minute, we'll talk about the pinning. Okay? All right. So here we go. I'm going to start and sew them. And are we good? Are we good, Brock? Okay. Okay. Oh, yes. There's our little pins. There's a pin cushion die.
So cute.
All right. So I'm going to start in the middle. I'm just going to sew these 2 together and then I can build. All right, and I've taken my shoes off so I can see what I'm doing here. And look how these pieces lined up perfectly. I'm going to tell you, Emily, back in the day, people made double wedding rings with like templates. And I'm going to tell you how incredibly difficult that must have been, right? Because they never would have been straight,
Right.
right?
No, I can't imagine.
All right, do we have questions?
We have lots and lots of weddings to talk about.
Oh, talk about
That's
weddings.
for
I'm loving it.
sure. So Mickey has a daughter getting married on Friday the 13th in October.
I love that.
Right? Just
Please tell me you're like having a Halloween theme.
Oh, right. Oh my God, that would be so fun.
That'd be fun.
That would be super fun.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay. Oh, Joni, she's hoping for a wedding. Her son has been with his girlfriend for 11 years, so
Oh, yeah.
she's like, okay,
You can hope
ready
for a wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
You can hope for a wedding.
Love that.
That's fun.
Oh, Barbara says her granddaughter's boyfriend is going to propose tomorrow.
Oh, it's a secret. Don't anybody tell.
Yes.
Okay, so look, we're just building our little arcs. We're matching up the pieces with the notches.
Nice and easy.
Okay. Tomorrow, congratulations. That's so fun.
That is so fun. And I love like
I hope
knowing
she
it
says
ahead
yes.
of- right? And I love like knowing the surprise ahead of time, although I'm always that person that's like, oh my gosh, can I just tell it already? Can I just
Oh my gosh, no,
I get so excited.
Okay. Now, I love a good surprise. Okay. Now, here is my pro tip. Oh, well, here, let me press this and I'll show you my pro tip because we'll cut one. I bet we have some paper.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. Now, I pressed my seams open for this,
Okay.
but you could totally press them going one direction
Okay.
and then the other one going the other direction if you want. Pressing in one direction is so much easier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now here's my big trick. I can use this.
Let's see.
Okay, before all of you get too far along in the process, here's what you want to do. You want to cut a solid arc, sorry, Greg, a solid arc out of paper. Emily, can you cut paper in your dies?
Oh yeah, you sure can.
Yeah, there's no die, please. Okay,
All
is it
sorts.
going to dull your blades?
Nah.
Nope. It's not like scissors where there are two blades going against each other, okay?
Exactly. Yeah, there's so many different materials. You can do foam and minky and
Oh yeah,
all of the things.
I think that's a really great way to use my pattern actually. Okay, now look. We know that this is the exact right size.
Yes.
So if I come here and line up my pieces, oh here, let's do it this way.
Aren't you clever?
So we can see, okay? So see there, it's a little bit over here, okay? So you would just want to adjust your seam allowance,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, that's genius.
Sometimes we know some stuff. Okay, so look, as I do it, so see right there, there's like 1/8 of an inch right there, but it's okay, I can fix it. I can fix it, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add those shape Bs to either side. All
Ooh,
right,
And Patty is wondering for some advice from you, Pam.
okay.
She's wondering when deciding fabric scraps to use for a double wedding ring quilt or wall hanging, what if you only have a small amount of one print but not enough for all rings? Will that be pretty noticeable, you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I would maybe what you could do is like in the arc, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could do like 5 out of the 7 or 4 out of the 7,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
to see how that works. Yeah, I feel like you have to, I think you have to have enough fabric.
Right. And Go Quilt would be a great way to play with those patterns.
Yeah, it would tell you right away. Okay, now is where it's going to be a little tricky, but you're really good, okay? I am going to mark my Bs 1/4 of an inch from each corner, okay? And then when I sew this, I am going to stop. Okay, I'll put a pin there so you can see. I'm going to stop because this intersection is going to go with other intersections, and it's almost like when you're done, you almost have like a little Y seam. So just like you would do a Y seam, you would stop 1/4 of an inch. That's what you would do here. So I am going to mark my fabric. On our website, we have these great little pens, okay? And just come in here, and it's a little harder with some batik, but it's okay, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna mark it there.
so
Okay.
handy.
And this is just a little water-soluble marker.
Yeah. I was just going to say, doesn't it just wash right out?
It does.
That's awesome.
It does. Okay, and you can get them in different colors. Sometimes they're white, but ours are blue, which I love. Okay.
They're super cute.
Okay, and I'm just marking that so I know where to stop. Okay.
So perfect.
And then what I'm going to do is,
I know, it's so important to do that. I mean, I remember when you were teaching me how to do a courtyard,
yeah,
sewing Y seams, and
I love that die.
me too. It's a classic.
Okay, so there's my little dot. Okay, and it went through because I wanted it to. Okay. Well, I did so that I could see it on the other side. Right?
Absolutely.
I could put right sides together. Okay, and there's another one here. Okay.
Cute.
All right, do we have weddings while I'm pinning here?
Yes, and actually we have a little bit of, we have a couple folks who are wondering about the difference between a scant 1/4 inch seam and a true 1/4 inch seam.
Okay, let's talk about that because in this project you want to have a true 1/4 inch seam. So most machines have a 1/4 inch foot. So from the edge of the foot to where the needle is, that's going to be a 1/4 inch, okay? A scant means it's just a little bit smaller. And some projects will say sew a scant 1/4 inch seam, especially if you're doing like square and square, like a square and point, you know. But AccuQuilt's dies are cut, excuse me, with a 1/4 inch seam allowance built in.
Right.
So you want to cut on the lengthwise grain so it's nice and tight, and then sew a true 1/4 inch seam.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect.
Let us know. We're here all day. Well, till 1. All right, so now I'm going to sew my pieces. I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to back stitch, and I'm going to do it on this side as well.
Oh boy.
Okay? I know, this is such a fun thing. Don't forget, these all live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and our website. So if you need to come back and watch it again, you can.
Right?
Okay, and I'm going to do a little back stitch here on these shaped B's because that's where the centers are going to meet.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I gotta secure that. Now, oh, this is cute. Rose says that she also got married in the 80s and had a similar hat to you.
Oh, way to go, Rose. That's fun.
Love that.
My stepmother actually made my dress.
Did she really?
Yeah, I mean, she like hand sewed lace to it and
Oh, wow.
such. It's just amazing.
And it looked like she was working with like several different materials.
Oh yeah, it was
Gorgeous dress.
amazing.
Oh my goodness.
It was kind of funny. She had some foot surgery about 6 months before I got married, and so she couldn't really move, and so she could sew.
Right.
She was a garment sewer. She could sew garments, and
Really?
so yeah, it was fun.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Okay, oh, I love this. Okay, so Kathy, her son is getting married July 7th.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kathy. So she's making a quilt for them, but it's 75 by 75, and she wants to add blocks and maybe borders to make it king size.
Okay.
So it has 5 panels and 4 blocks in the center, and now she's trying to decide what 12-inch blocks to add to it.
Oh my goodness. Well, it depends. Like you could do, we have so many cool 12-inch bobs that have like star blocks and stuff on
Exactly.
them.
I know. That's what I'm kind of looking for here on the website. We've got the whirling star. The morning star is a classic.
That's a really fun one.
Hunter star could be really cool, like in the corners to
Oh,
add
yeah.
some like fun pizzazz.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Plated block.
Oh, plated block is super cool. I'm going to tell you, maybe you want to go to our website and under dies, look under bobs, and then look under 12-inch bobs and see. Because like North Carolina Star.
I love that one.
I do love that one a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, so look how pretty it all turned out. Okay, now I have this piece here. Look at how this is going to work. Now, I've also marked my shape C right here with that little quarter seam, and I stopped sewing here as well.
Okay.
Okay? So now when I flip this over, see right here.
Happen. This is
Yep.
so cool.
Yep, so I can start with my, I'm gonna start right there on my 1/4 inch dot. I'm gonna mark it with a pin, and then look, this notch in the center is gonna line up. That's how you know you did it right, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, quilters, make a couple of these before you start cutting your good grunge.
I'm just amazed. Those notches, like, I would never sew a curve without a notch.
Oh my, no, why would you?
Exactly.
I mean, that's silly. Okay, all right, tell us about weddings, because I'm so loving all the weddings.
Yes. Okay, Colleen from Ohio, her son is engaged, but they don't have a date yet, but the wedding is most likely going to be in Hawaii.
We would love to come.
Yes, please.
You could totally invite us there.
Oh, Kim's having friends get married in her yard in June.
Oh my gosh, a backyard wedding, how fun is that?
That is super fun. That's what my friend Lauren did during the pandemic, and it was just beautiful, just gorgeous.
Okay, and then when we get here, quilters, we're gonna get to the other side, see where we've stopped on that 1/4 inch. It's gonna make sense when we get there to the end.
There you go.
What you wanna make sure is you don't sew the bottom.
Oh, right.
Right? Okay. Okay. And I, who am not a pinner, I'm going to tell you, it's so funny. This weekend, one of our favorite quilt art, and I'm not sewing these together. I'm not sewing this to the B.
Right.
Okay? I'm sewing the B's together, or the C's together. Our good friend Luke Haynes called me, and he said, Pam, I'm watching you. And I said, okay, that sounds just a little creepy. And he said, no, I'm watching a YouTube video. He said, I'm trying to sew the double wedding ring. And he said, can you give me some tips? And I said, how funny is that that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, how perfect is that?
Yeah. Okay, so I've taken my pin out. I'm going to stitch a few stitches. I am going to go so slow here and make sure my arc is even, and I'm going to do a little back stitch. So I said to my good friend Luke Haynes, you're going to hate this, but you have to pin. And he goes, no. I said, I know. It's what I say every time Erica says we have to pin.
You know, every time I think of pinning, I think of Erica.
I know, she loves to pin.
Yes.
I am not a fan of pinning, but this is really going to make your pieces go together. Okay, so I'm going to get right here to this notch. I'm going to pull out my pin. We have a cute little pin cushion die that you could put your pins in when you're done.
Yes, and you can make one for like every season. There'd be
You
cute
can.
little gifts for anybody who sews or, you know,
Yeah.
crafts and.
All right, are more people getting married?
Yes.
I feel like so many people are
Gosh,
getting married.
so many weddings. It is wedding season officially. Cindy says her younger daughter is engaged to a man she met 24 years ago. They reconnected last summer and they're engaged.
Okay, that is the sweetest story.
I know, how cute is that?
That's fabulous. Okay.
I love all these love stories. That's my favorite.
Okay.
See, and then, okay, so Marcia says her niece is getting married in October, which she mentioned to me, to her, because she knows I quilt about she likes to do farmhouse theme, black and white.
Right.
She wants to add burnt orange.
Ooh,
That'd be pretty.
that would be pretty.
kind of that fall vibe with.
Yeah.
Could even do Halloween color, like a pumpkin orange color.
So excited for the Halloween thing. Just saying. Okay, so now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to press this whichever way it wants to go.
Okay.
I think it wants to go towards the arch, and I'm going to do that. And then you can see how it's going to line up.
Yeah.
Quilters, I'm going to tell you it works. Just have a little faith in the process, okay? All right.
Yeah, speaking of pressing, I was working on those split star blocks last night.
Oh, yes, Quilts of Valor. We're going to do that next week.
And you're right. They sometimes just go where they want to go, and you just got to follow them along.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So now we're going to get to the point where I'm going to show you where this goes and how this is going to work. Okay. Where's my pen? Okay. So I'm gonna show you how to sew this to this shape A, okay? And then here's the reason we keep it open, is because when you get to this point, it's gonna, I promise it will work. It's gonna come right here, and then you can sew those two shape B's together, okay? So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna do one, okay? But then I'm going to show you the finished product, because then you can see that the reason you left these open is so that it's kind of like a Y seam. So all of the fabric will melt together, okay? So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to make sure we have the short end, okay, on the bottom.
Okay.
We're going to come right here. We're going to mark our 1/4 inch seam. It's because you keep adding sides. That's why you have to leave that 1/4 inch opening.
Right.
Okay. If you just sewed it, then it wouldn't work. You couldn't keep adding sides.
Right.
Okay. So when you're all done, you're going to follow the instructions, and it's going to say add this arc, and then you can finish sewing the sides.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I'm going to come here. All right. Tell us about weddings while I'm marking fabric.
Yes, and we actually do have a couple of questions.
I'm sure we do.
So Jackie is wondering, so after you make, your one block, how do they kind of all go together?
Oh, okay. Yep, hold on. Hold, please. Let me mark this, and I'll tell you.
Yes. And I can ask another question too while we're marking.
Okay, so look at this. Okay, I'm going to hold this up. Okay.
So it almost looks like you do it kind of piecemeal.
You do. Okay, so I'm going to do this piece, and I'm going to follow the pattern and do this piece. So basically you're creating rows.
Oh, okay.
And then you're adding this. So this row is going to be this, right?
Okay.
So it's just going to be the two sides.
Okay.
And then we're going to sew the two sides. And then this row is going to have a top and a bottom and the sides.
Oh, that's cool.
And then this one's going to have the sides and the top. Okay? So you kind of, it just allows you to, well, here, let's start at the bottom, okay? You're going to follow the pattern because it only has 4, okay? So look how I've done this one, okay? And then this one is the same, and we'll add the arc to the top, okay?
Oh, look at that. Okay.
See, this is, it's going to work. Trust the process. Because once you've added this, okay, once you've added this, then what do you have left? That,
just one more.
just that one, yep.
Piece. Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Okay, and that's why we leave those notches, we stop sewing here so that we can sew and add those pieces together.
Okay.
In your quilting head, you're going to think, oh, I need to make 4 full blocks. And that is not true because these two share an arc.
Right.
okay? These two share an arc. So if you just keep sewing circles, you're gonna not be able to put your pieces together.
Right, right.
Okay, everybody good with this process? Okay, so just keep in mind, okay? So to finish this row, I'd add a shape A, and then the top, right?
Yep.
And this and the side. I'm not gonna add a left side to it,
So you
okay?
already got it. Yeah.
All right? So truly, you're only ever sewing one full circle.
Okay.
Okay, this would be the full circle. This is going to have the 2, and the 2. This is going to have the 2, and this one here, it doesn't matter whichever one you want to use. Okay?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to everybody?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we're such visual people as quilters.
Yes.
And if you can see that you're only ever going to sew one of these the full way. Okay?
Perfect.
So when you go to sew this, come back and go, wait, what did Pam do?
Right. No,
Because then I can lay it out for you again. Okay?
thank you so much for going through that.
Yes.
Thank
No,
you
I
for
think
those-
that that's really, really important.
Yeah, it's a great question. Really
Okay.
great question.
Okay. All right, so now I've marked my A, and I'm going to start here in the center. I'm going to give it a little pin. I'm sewing on the short side. Okay? All right. Okay, Emily, here's the question. How can AccuQuilt help me bust up my stash?
Oh my gosh, that's such a great question. And the answer is, how can it not? I mean, it's really, we have so many different dies and cubes and shapes that go, you know, as small as, I think, isn't the smallest half square triangle that we have in the 4-inch cube, it's like an inch.
1 inch finished, yeah.
So, I mean, you can use scraps of all shapes and sizes, no matter what, on one of our die. Like, there's a die for that.
Right.
There's always a die for that.
And so I think that as quilters, as you know, it was funny. I was buying some fabric the other day, and I love to buy new fabric, but you know, the price of fabric has really, you know, gone up quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so I'm really nowadays, if I'm looking to make a new project, like our AccuQuilt along, I had those half-yard cuts of batiks
Right.
already in my stash.
Love that.
Yeah, and so I was able to, you know, just pull from my stash those fabrics. Okay, feel free to use more than one pin.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, I'm just taking it slow. Okay, Emily,
right,
tell us about weddings while I'm showing you this.
Yes. Okay. Laura's grandson is getting married in September in Wales.
Oh, wow.
So she has until the first week in September to get a queen size double wedding ring.
Oh, start right now.
Yeah.
Start today.
Exactly.
Start today.
Now's the time.
Start today and share your finished project. How fun is that?
Yes, please. Yeah, I'd love to see what that turns out to look like. That'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheryl says, so grandson's getting married in June. Granddaughter was married last year. She has the double wedding ring die and hasn't made it yet. So she's thinking a bed runner or wall hanging.
Okay, I'm going to say do 6 and make a bed runner.
There you go.
Okay, and here, if 1 second here, I'm going to give you a tip about the bed runner. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, and we even have a bed runner pattern on our website too. So it's
Yeah, and I think that that's super fun because then it's portable, right? You know, you don't have to worry about, you know, what are you going to do and how are you going to get it where it needs to go.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I did the exact same thing. I marked my 1/4 inch. I stopped sewing. I back stitched. I'm going to press it towards that A. Okay. Okay. Oh, so many strings, so little time here. Hold on.
Ooh, Cheryl's getting inspired. She's got a son getting married in October. She says she might have to try this pattern.
Oh, Cheryl, listen. Get you some beautiful, get their wedding colors, whatever it's going to be, and just do, I mean, truly quilters. If you did the solid arc, you could be done in no time.
Right?
It's the piecing the art that takes a hot minute. Okay, so now look. Okay, so then, oh, here, watch this. I have two, and I have a pin. Okay.
Love it. And I'm checking to see if we have any questions.
Oh, yeah,
while
check and
we're
see.
at it.
Okay. So see, this is the magic.
Ooh.
This is the magic. Remember, not all of your blocks are going to be those full circles. You just need one.
Right.
This one here in the middle.
Perfect. Oh,
Okay.
that's awesome.
All right. Now, before we finish, be sure, and if you have any questions about it, let Emily know and we'll answer them. Okay, so you would continue to combine the arc units to the A shapes and to complete the quilt top. I'm going to tell you, just lay out your circles and see how they work together. And then when you're done, where you've put those points together, it's just going to be like a little Y seam. You're going to be able to fold your fabric. Here, I'll show you here.
Right.
You're going to be able to fold your fabric down and then just stitch.
And Lisa's wondering, would you, if you're using the arch, would you also leave that 1/4 inch at the end?
All the time.
At all
the time.
times.
Yep. Yep. So see, here's where we stopped. So now we can come right here and sew this.
Love that.
Yeah. It's actually not as difficult as you think. I think quilters look at the die and look at the project and go, oh, I can't do that. Take your time. Make sure you have a true 1/4 inch seam. Okay? And be sure and share your projects with us on all of our social media platforms.
Yes, please.
All right. Emily is going to announce our winner today. Who's going to get a double wedding ring die?
Oh boy, let's
die set.
see, let's see. If I could get a drum roll, please. Today's winner is Laura S. from Fort White, Florida.
Congratulations, Laura. I hope you have a wedding coming up, Laura.
Seriously, I bet.
All right, quilters, be sure and check out the AccuQuilt website for some great deals. And today, oh, here it is. I had one. This month's die to try is the Go Lotus block. It is only available till the end of May or while supplies last. You want to get yours today. We had so much fun building this last week, didn't we?
We really did.
And what a great scrap buster it is, and what a beautiful block that it makes.
Absolutely.
Okay. On behalf of everyone here in the Dream Studio and everyone who is helping us off-site, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. To learn more about your quilting craft, be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for live events every Tuesday and Wednesday. You can check out the events page on the AccuQuilt website for more details on upcoming shows. And if you're looking for even more inspiration, visit our blog for exclusive tutorials filled with tips and tricks. And remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more. Check out our events page to see all of our upcoming events. Signing up means you're entered to win a door prize that we give away during every show. So tune in to see if you won. Join us every Tuesday at 12 noon Central Time. These events are filled with tips and tricks and inspiration. Next time, we're having a special Memorial Day trunk show. We hope to see you there. And be sure to come back every Wednesday at 12 noon Central Time for AccuQuilt Live. We always have tons of fun. See you then.